Good morning, everyone. It's July 31st, 2023. I want to talk a little bit about my reaction to Julie being threatened on the bus there again. As you saw in her video yesterday, she was again quite upset, and I certainly cannot blame her when someone comes up with a barbecue lighter and threatens to harm her or kill her, and she was scared that maybe he was going to set her hair on fire. Just like one of the other videos where that I put up previously, where she was threatened with lighter fluid. He was throwing it on the bus over the passengers, over her, and threatening to set her and the bus on fire. So I can understand where she's coming from, and anyone would be under the circumstances of what she just experienced again. And of course, that other woman again, who's dressing herself up and trying to make herself look big and huffy and puffy and bold and spitting on people. So she ran into two people at the same time on the bus yesterday, which was not very healthy at all. And so what can you do about it? You know, it's a very difficult situation. She certainly, in my books, did the right thing, but when being threatened, she just yelled at the bus driver to stop the bus, which he did. And of course, as soon as the two of them realized that the bus was being stopped for their behavior, then of course they just took off out of the bus. So fortunately, nobody was harmed. So I think that was the best thing she could have done in that moment. And that might be the best thing you can do today, is just stop the bus and hold it there. And unfortunately, that's going to delay people on the routes and everything. But this is what I was expressing, and what I'm worried about is because, of course, Julie recognized them from the shepherds down here. Apparently, I don't think the male is a regular there, but I understand that the woman was a regular there, and she's very skinny, and she likes to dress in layers of clothing, although in the summer heat, I cannot imagine her wanting to dress in all these layers of clothing, because you get overheated very quickly, while the rest of us are trying to shed as much as we can. So what can we do about it? There's so many different things, and I've been trying to explain a lot of my videos on, we keep talking about, oh, we've got to find out the root causes of all this. And we keep doing studies. Oh, we got to find more of the root causes. Well, I've been trying very hard to go into the root causes and put it on film so everyone can see what the root causes are and what needs to be done. But then again, unless our politicians and people start rolling up their sleeves and do the elbow grease into actually doing what needs to be done in the first place, nothing's ever going to get done. It's just going to be constantly talked about. Like one of the things I found out the other day, for example, when they talking about the community police stations, they've been talking about this for several years, about putting some sort of a community police station down here in Lower Town, and that hasn't happened. So again, you have this problem. I understand, I mean, between what was going on with the O train, like right now, is bad. We have a lot of burden and a lot more headaches since the train is off the tracks again, and the city is in chaos at the moment too. So this is a great opportunity for these people just to hop on the back of the bus and away they go. But as I explained, this is something that everyone should be concerned about, because if they're basing themselves and living and breathing down in Lower Town, or even Center Town for another example, here, and they're just hopping on the buses, they're causing a lot of chaos across the city as well. So that has to stop somehow. And I've been trying to get to, like I said, the root causes, but it's been very difficult, and I don't know who's listening on my channel and who isn't listening. Hopefully I've got some cool-headed people that are listening to my channel, that perhaps we can get to the bottom of it. But again, everything comes to dollars, and all I'm seeing and we're seeing is getting us very frustrated down here is, well, just hand the dollars over to the shepherds, hand it over to the drop-in centers. They're doing such a wonderful job. What job? Well, they're not doing the job that they're supposed to be doing in the first place, or we wouldn't be in a lot of this problems that we're in. And again, as I was stating in my other videos about the mom and the papas with the drug dealers, well, they're not helping the situation. They love this chaos because as long as the police are running after the overdoses and having to deal with those, then they are not going to be available to deal with the major crime. And part of them, of course, the dealers are part of the major crime. So you keep our resources diverted onto something else. That's really great. So this is one of the things that I've been seeing is that they're doing this on purpose to make sure that our resources are stretched to more than the limit at the moment. And that's not fair to everyone else. And then they talk about, well, human rights and these mental people having human rights. Well, yes, they do. That's why they were taken out of the mental institutions many years ago. But they violated their human rights too by not putting in the proper support systems. So now what we have is those of us who are just trying to live our normal lives are being violated too because, again, they were not put in proper place. These support systems, which I've been talking about, which needs to be done, it's not being done. So there's a lot of things that we can still do, and I know we're forming groups again. I'm going to be talking with more people about what we can do with the situation, but right now it's just all talk and no action. So we have to put some kind of action in place. And again, these dealers are just perfect. They turn around and they, with these mentally ill people, supposedly, they again are treating them like the baby bears, and they're using them. And they're enslaving these baby bears into doing what they want. I mean, they're struggling to try and get that next hit. So what are drug dealers going to do next? This one thing, okay, now they're doing the bicycle thing maybe on the scrapyard that I tried to talk about there. But what's the next move? Well, if you can't afford to pay for your hit, will you go do this for me? What is go do this for me? Are they going to try and get them to start stealing cars next? You know, and like I said, I agree with the Youth Offenders Act that the youth should not be placed in incarceration with these hard criminals. But at the same time, it's giving these dealers and these other people that want to take advantage of the youth because, oh, you're just on the Youth Offenders Act. They'll just get a little slap on the wrist. It's no big deal. You know, so they're using them just like they're using the mental health situation with people down here. So I don't have all the answers, but I'm still talking to people, still trying to come up with answers. So like I said, if anyone's got any good suggestions, I appreciate it. And if you drop me a line on my YouTube channel here as well. But I do know one thing, we all have to come together and work together because that's the only way it's going to happen. But at the moment, I don't see this getting better any soon. I think we're in for a long haul before it gets better. It's going to get a lot worse. So that's what I have to say today. And like I said, it's a shame that Julie has to go through this, and all the passengers on the buses have to go through this as well. So that should not be allowed. But how do you stop it? And at the moment, the best solution I can say is when something happens, stop the bus dead. I mean, even if it's late for the route, people have to understand that our society today has changed. The pandemic has changed a lot of things. Definitely. I mean, you could start seeing, and I started seeing some of this changes before, but it just has just escalated. And of course, with Mother Earth now acting up and acting out with her anger at all of us for what we're doing to Mother Earth, and we're trying to kill Mother Earth. She's rebelling in so many different ways, weather-wise and whatnot, and tornadoes, and like we got hit here a couple of weeks, and very seldom do we ever get hit in Ottawa with a tornado. So we have a lot of things to think about and a lot of things to do, and we also seem to be short-handed. So again, I don't want to keep the video that long, but I do have to say again, please, we must come together, start working together, and for the politicians, stop arguing across party lines. Let's start getting our heads together and doing the right thing, not the wrong thing. So this is what I have to say today, and everyone take care, be safe, definitely make sure you know what your surroundings are like, and take the proper measures, and we shall again talk soon. Bye-bye, take care.